Hi, I'm Carson James, and in this video I'm going to show you guys a couple tips and tricks about worming a horse that's not so great to be wormed. And one thing that's really important when you do this is notice, just like that video where we had the horse that was afraid of the clippers, you notice kind of if they're fighting you, you watch them and you notice when they start to fight you a little bit less, and you just ease off for a second, okay? Another thing is we're going to break it down. I'm not going to try to just stick it in his mouth. I'm going to rub him all around with it and kind of work with him at that level and make sure he's okay with that. So I'm just going to hold it like this. We'll just come right in here and start rubbing. And every time his nose goes up, you're going to see me just let his nose run into a little bit of a bump, okay? That'd be a good place to stop. You'll see him chew there. Hold your halter when you do this. Hold your lead up pretty tight. Now we'll go back in here. We'll just rub and rub and rub. There, he dropped his nose just a little bit, so we'll relax. Now we'll come back in here and we'll bump. We'll just keep on rubbing. Just rub and rub. There, he got kind of calm right there, so we'll quit. Now, we're going to go ahead and start letting the tip of this tube kind of rub the inside of his lips here, okay? Kind of the same deal, just let it rub, but this time we'll let him feel that tube. That was a good place to quit. He dropped his head. We'll rub and rub. We're going to hang in there. We're going to hang in there until he finds a way out, which is by putting his head down, see? Lead him back up here. He's backing up a little bit. Just kind of go with him if they do that. We'll rub whenever he kind of feels like he's not avoiding it. There. See, he's starting to figure out how to make this thing go away. Good. Okay, now I'm just going to go ahead and put it in his, there. See how now he's trying to avoid it by putting his head lower instead of higher. This is what we want. But he would never start doing that if you didn't take it away when his head went lower, see? There, it went a little lower. Good. See, I'm just kind of letting the tip of this rubbing his lips right there. Just let it rub. Good. Okay, now I'm going to actually put it in there, but I'm not going to inject it, okay? We'll bump him a little right there. We'll just try to get him to, there, good. Just open his mouth a little bit. Lead him back up here. Just go in here and see if we can get him to open his mouth a little bit. Good. And see why it's the reason you want to have this pretty short. That way when he puts his nose up, he runs into pressure. See? You can almost fix it up to where he just runs into his own pressure. You can kind of take a hold and just lock your hand right there on your hip. There, whenever I feel it get light right there, meaning he's not trying to lift his head up away from me, I'll take it away. I'll just rub him there. Good deal. Take it away. There, just rub him. Okay, now we're going to go back and put it all the way in his mouth again. There. I'm going to quit right there just because he really dropped his head that time. Good. Okay, now I'm gonna actually lift this head up so I can get it in there a little easier. And I'm just gonna go ahead and inject it. And the easy way to put this wormer in them is don't try to hold it like that. Take it like this, like a thumbs up position. Just get it where you can reach the back of that. When you worm them, go in at the very top corner of their lip and go there. A horse's tongue is on average about 9 inches long, so don't be afraid of shoving this tube way up in their mouth. They have you got to imagine this tube going all the way up. It's still about that far from where his tongue starts to curve back, okay? So they have a really long tongue. Don't be afraid to really get it up in there. And then you want this to drag along their tongue when you pull it back out, okay? Now when I pull it back out, right when I get it out, you'll see my hand go right here, and I'm gonna pick his head up, and he's gonna start chewing that around and slur it around in his mouth. And the reason I'm doing this is because a bunch of times if they're like this and they go to playing with it and smearing it around, a blob of it will drop out. So it's really good, that way you don't waste your wormer, is once you get it in there, just go ahead and hold their mouth closed. See, we'll kind of drag it out there, and then we'll just hold this up, see? A bunch of times they'll start working their mouth like that on their own, and if they don't, you can use this finger here, do like that, just like you're going to put a bit on, and they'll start messing with it again and smearing it around in their mouth. And that's good. You want them to do that so they don't drop any of it, and just kind of hold them for a second there and let them kind of smear that around. And now he's still kind of fighty about this deal when I went to actually inject it, but you can just imagine after 3 or 4 more wormings, he should get pretty good with it, see? And I kind of jumped the gun right there. This is just one that I needed to get wormed, and I knew he was kind of difficult with it. So I just figured I'd show you guys a way to start getting one better about that, you know? Okay.